My journey to becoming an illustrator was pretty unconventional. I didn't go to art school. Instead, I worked as an animator for 15 years. I would have come across illustrators, particularly children's book illustrators, and I would have kind of been drawn to wanting to illustrate books. I began illustrating at home a lot, and eventually I began illustrating in work as well. I had to come to a decision because the draw was too strong to want to be an illustrator. I decided I was going to make a break and basically go out and show my portfolio around ad agencies. And that's what happened. I done a lot of knocking on doors, and I took a risk. I left a very good job. I had a very successful career in animation, but it was worth it, and eventually I started getting phone calls off art directors and I began getting my first jobs. When you're new to it, a lot of art directors kind of want you to be a jack of all trades, so you don't really have like your own style of illustration and you're just getting these beautiful jobs that you want to illustrate. There's a time period, and it's probably around 10 years when you're working professionally, where none of your jobs are similar. You're kind of illustrating in a different style. I found it quite challenging to do that because I really knew what kind of style I wanted to work in, and I was trying to find the right clients that would accept that. But eventually they did, and I got to a place where I could pick and choose the type of work that I do now, and people usually only come to me for me to work on my own style. I love to draw. My favourite part of working on any job is drawing and coming up with the idea, and I get the most enjoyment out of that side. But every job starts that way, by thumbnailing sketches, sending them over to the client. Hopefully the client likes one particular one, and I develop that sketch into a more detailed drawing. Once I get to that stage, that's when I go and use the computer. A lot of clients like the fact that I spend so much time on the drawing side of it, because it gives them, first they enjoy looking at the drawings I think, but it also gives them an opportunity to make decisions before the job goes too far. Every job is like a collaboration, and the best collaborations I think are when you work with experienced art directors. Somebody who's confident and knows what they want when they collaborate with me usually results in a much more enjoyable job or a more successful job. You know, I've always been very passionate about art, even as a kid. You know, I was always drawing, and I was always into drawing details and things like that. But I think the need to draw nearly every day, it's something I have. But I get so much satisfaction out of it, and I think my family would prefer I draw every day, otherwise I'd probably be unbearable. I'm just very lucky. I just consider myself a very lucky person that works at something that I really genuinely love.